Good afternoon. This is Duncan from Back Away from the Donkey, or BAFT Books, as we seem to be calling it here. Today is the second day of my books I think should be in SF Masterworks collections. And this is a series of videos on books that I believe if the Masterworks people had access to, they should include in their collection. If you want to go back, I have got a video setting up the vague rules that I'm setting by and my introduction to it. It's all contained within the playlist that I will link below, which will have every video I do on this subject. And if you want to, you can click on that and you can watch them all. Or you can wait to the end of the week and you can watch them all. So over the next few days, I set up until I've got 7, I'm going to pick some books. Some of them may be less known, some of them may be more known, but I just think belong in the collection and for various reasons. Today's pick is David Gerrold's A Matter for Men. If you don't know, David Gerrold is a famous writer, wrote a lot for Star Trek. He wrote the famous Star Trek episode of Trouble with Tribbles. He wrote some Next Generation episodes. He's an author in his rights. He's done speakers, he's done scripts. He was big friends with both Harlan Ellison and Robert Heinlein. And I said he's a good writer. This book, I believe, should be in air is his 1983 book, A Matter for Men. In fact, I really believe that they should take the first 3 books and put them into like an omnibus. That would be good. Because this was originally meant to be a trilogy and is now, he reckons, going to be 7 books. At present, only 4 have been published. So we have a bit of sort of Patrick Rothfuss, George R. R. Martin situation, because the last book was published in '93, which was the 4th book. And he's not published anything since, even though at various points he said, oh, they're due to be out. If you're going to read these, and if you want to read them, I would recommend you read the first 3 books, which is A Matter for Men, A Day for Damnation, and A Rage for Revenge. A Season of Slaughter is the 4th book, but I would give that a miss until if the other books come out. So what are these books about? Well, these books are basically an alien invasion story, all part of the war against the Kator. The Kator are what they believe are big giant worms that are eating people, but it's actually the whole ecology. Unlike other alien invasion ones, it's more of a terraforming act rather than a total just big monsters come and kill everybody. You have everything from the flora to the fauna to upwards. The book opens when we're following Jim McCarthy, who has been basically conscripted into the army as a scientist just because he took a high school lesson in science once, and he's trying to understand the ecology. And we follow him through all the books, and as he's totally investigating it. Unlike everybody else, he is for extermination, but he's more about understanding it all. So we follow his journey as we go on through, and it's so well put together. I've got some notes here from things I just want to check, because we have the ecology system that was put together by a author, science fiction author, and he was a reproductive biologist called Jack Cohen, and because of that it all hangs together really well. So in some ways it's very hard sciencey. It's very hard science fiction in that sense. The more you investigate the ecology, the more Jim McCarthy explores it, the more you believe it, the more you get onto it. And then you have all the political machinations in the background. You have a lot of exposition about psychology. There's quite a few flashbacks to him at high school when they have this teacher of moral ethics, which puts me in mind of some of Heinlein in Starship Troopers, actually. And as I said earlier, David Gerrold was a great fan of Robert Heinlein and a friend of his. But I don't want to give too much away, but it's all, as I said, it's all exploring the Katoran ecology, how it's invading Earth, how they're almost terraforming Earth. And so if you want a really good alien invasion story that, I'm sorry, is probably one of the best ones I've ever read, even though it's an unfinished series, I recommend The War Against the Kator. If, I said, bizarrely, Sci-Fi Masterworks ever did it, as I said, I think they should do the first 3 books. I'd recommend reading those 3 books, and I would not bother with the 4th unless the other promised 2 or 3 that David Gerrold has come out. Who knows whether they come out? I'm under the delusion they probably won't, but what is there is still incredibly good science fiction and storytelling. So that was today's recommendation for the Sci-Fi Masterworks collection is David Gerrold's A Matter for Men, The War Against the Couture. And I hope the light's been okay for you today, and I will see you all again tomorrow. Bye. Hello, this is just a quick addition to the video I've just done. I just realised I didn't tell you when you can get hold of the book. As far as I can work out, it is out of print now. Can't even presently see any Kindle editions. So if you're looking for second Kindle or ebooks, so if you're looking for any second-hand copies of A Matter for Men or the David Gerrold ones, make sure you do not get the first edition US ones. First edition UK ones are fine, but the first edition US ones are actually cut. They have cut out quotes by a fictional quote thing called Solomon's Short and a few implications to sexual scenes, which weren't particularly graphic, but they cut them out anyway. So that's my suggestion. They are easily available secondhand, eBay, and all your usual spots. But yeah, at the moment I cannot see that it's in print anywhere. I've even had a look on David Gerrold's website that gives links to so-called Kindle editions that don't exist. But yeah, if you wish to buy them. So this is just I thought I'd just quickly add this in. Apologies, because I've taken down all my lights and stuff, so hopefully this would be okay for you. Anyway, I will see you again tomorrow.